Convenience, control, and the cost of trust. The hidden risks of fintech, AI, and data privacy. We live in a world that runs on speed. Tap to pay, swipe to send, scroll to agree. In that speed, we gained freedom, or at least the illusion of it. My name is Aaron Vriotis, and I want to explore that illusion with you. Because underneath the sleek interface of fintech lies something deeper. Not malicious, just overlooked. Something quietly shaping how we make decisions, what we share, and how easily we forget that privacy was once the default and not the feature. This isn't an anti-tech rant. I use these tools, I study them, I believe in what they can do. But I also believe we should know the cost of trusting systems we didn't design and barely understand. Let's start simple. Fintech, financial technology, includes everything from mobile banking and digital wallets to peer-to-peer payment apps like Cash App and Venmo. If you've ever checked your credit score on an app or split a dinner bill with a friend through your phone, you've used fintech. It's so convenient, it's almost invisible. And that's the point. But invisible doesn't mean harmless. The design is frictionless. Not so you can relax, but so you don't notice what's being traded. Ease of use makes it feel like nothing is at stake. But that's where the exchange begins. The technology isn't asking you to give away your identity, it's just assuming you already have. We're told it's just data, but it's not just anything. Your purchases, location, timing, even the device you used, all collected, all stored, all for sale. And it's not just for advertising. Governments want access too. Partnerships with companies make surveillance easier, more palatable, and far less visible. It's not authoritarian, it's efficient. It doesn't need to knock on your door when it's already in your pocket. The most dangerous trade is the one that feels normal, because you don't think about it. And the system counts on that. We're not asked to opt in, we're nudged, conditioned. Convenience is not neutral. It moves in one direction toward control, disguised as comfort. In 2021, Plaid, a company you may not have heard of, but have likely interacted with, paid $58 million to settle a lawsuit. They were collecting bank login credentials and sensitive financial data through apps like Robinhood and Venmo. Most users didn't even realize Plaid existed, let alone that it had access to their accounts. This wasn't a hack. It was a standard practice. It was the business model. What made it legal was buried in fine print. What made it dangerous was how easily it was overlooked. The lesson here isn't about Plaid alone. It's about the industry's assumptions. That if you use the tool, you must be okay with what the tool does, even if you never read the agreement, even if you never agreed at all. A cashless society leaves no shadow. Now imagine a world with no cash. No anonymous transactions. Every purchase a ping on a server. Every digital breadcrumb in someone's database. That world is already here. And while it may seem efficient, it comes at a price. You no longer move unseen. Everything leaves a record. From the coffee you bought to the time you bought it to whether that purchase fits your usual pattern. In the wrong hands, this isn't information, it's evidence. That's the shift from financial tools to behavioral control. And it doesn't have to look sinister. In fact, it works better when it doesn't. Layer AI on top of that, and we move from observation to prediction. AI does not care about you. Not really. It cares about the pattern you fit into. It can flag you for fraud, deny you a loan, or market you a payday app. All without understanding who you are, just what the data says you are. And that data, it's flawed. Historical biased, incomplete, yet the decisions feel objective because no one sees the code, just the outcome. In trying to make finance smarter, we've made it colder, more efficient at excluding people based on risk, more automated in how it punishes the unusual. But AI is not evil, but it is fast. And when speed replaces scrutiny, we stop asking whether the system is fair and just to start assuming it is. So we come back to that trade-off. Convenience versus control. Most people don't remember saying yes to the system. But when you download the app, skip the terms, and hit agree, the system hears it loud and clear. But what are we really agreeing to? We're agreeing to be watched, modeled, profiled, sometimes protected, but always processed. That's the hidden cost. Not money, but identity. The parts of you that used to be private. The choices you used to make without being scored. We're not just using fintech, we're being shaped by it. And the shaping is quiet. In cybersecurity, there's a concept called the attack surface. The total area a system exposes to potential threats. Today, your attack surface is you, your phone, your fingerprint, your bank account, and even your face. And it's growing. With every new feature, every account you link, every biometric scan you enable. Security is always chasing innovation, but never quite catching up. The more we automate, the more we expose. And exposure isn't always breached by a hacker. Sometimes it's breached by policy or profit or convenience. And when that happens, the damage doesn't feel like a headline. It feels like mistrust. So what do? First, we need transparency. Honest, clear language about what's being collected and how it's used. Second, we need limits. Ethical, legal, even technical. We need to accept that not all progress is worth pursuing at full speed. Third, we need to stop treating privacy like a luxury. It's not something only the careful or paranoid should care about. It's a right. In the Constitution, even. One that should be protected by default, not just if you know where to click. Because if we don't reshape these systems, they'll reshape us. Not into monsters, just into more efficient users. More quiet. More compliant. More optimized. Once we give it all away in the name of speed, we might not get it back. I'll leave you with this thought. Fintech and AI have incredible potential. They can solve real problems. They can expand access. They can make life easier. But progress without principle is just momentum. And momentum doesn't ask where it's going. It just moves. We need to be the ones who ask. Who will slow down? Who decides what kind of system we want to live under? And what kind of people we want to be inside them? Because once we give away our control, it's hard to remember we ever had it. Attached, you'll find the works that I have cited. Beyond these cited works, of which I did research, I worked in the intelligence agency NSA through the Navy as a cryptologic technician interpretive. I find myself to be somewhat credible and how information intelligence and data is prioritized, analyzed, and studied. It is an unfortunate truth that today, our world, where corporate interest and government action are beginning to shake hands more and more each day. The question is, how comfortable are you with it? Again, my name is Aaron Briones. This has been my presentation. Thank you.